Hey guys, it's Frank from Cruising with Wheels. So you think we're rich, loaded with money, and cruising every month? Well, I don't think so. And I'm going to tell you why some of you are full of crap in this episode of Frank Pushes Back. For some reason, people think that we're loaded with money and we're rich. You know, how can you afford to go on these cruises? Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. How can that be? Well, you know, it can. And we got this really stupid comment on YouTube from some moron named Matthew, who went on and on about how, oh, I've seen you give money when you're on other people's live streams and you're giving YouTube money to them. And I'm like, no, we're not. We've never given money when we're on someone else's YouTube live stream. We can't afford to give money. Oh, yes. I said, no, it wasn't. It wasn't us. You're very confused. And then he responded after that of, well then, how can you afford to go on these expensive inaugural cruises? Oh, well, dude, we booked that Alaska inaugural cruise before the ship was even built. When they first announced that the Bliss was going to be built, we jumped on it. We got a great deal. We're platinum status, so that, you know, gave us a lot of perks on items that we, you know, would probably in the past be spending money on, but now, you know, we didn't have to. Plus the perks that NCL corporate gives us. So, you know, we make the deals. And that's what Kevin did. And we had like a year and a half to save, you know, and we're really good savers. Now, as I've said in the past, we're really good savers. You know, at least I am. You know, I'll have 20 bucks in my pocket and I'll hold it there for a month before I break it and spend it on anything. Kevin, on the other hand, you know, he finds $5 on the ground and he's like, woohoo, where are we going to go spending this? But seriously, you know, we don't live a lavish lifestyle. We really don't. We scrimp and we save. And because we book our cruises so far in advance, it gives us a year plus to save every week of every month. And, you know, I have my vacation fund here, which, you know, means everything I get, everything, every dollar, $5, $10, $20, anything I get, I stick right here in my vacation fund. You know, when people send us anniversary cards, Christmas cards, birthday cards, I mean, look at, here's my box loaded with all the cards we've received over the years. Yes, people, I save all the cards. I know, I can't help it. But anytime we get something in the mail, whether it's Kevin or myself, you know, and it's a birthday card or whatever, or, you know, my mother, honest to God, you know, here's one, you know, here's an Easter card, okay? And you open it up, and it's got money in it, or as we say in Italian, a busto, you know, and there's 20 in there, or 25, and then she writes little notes in it. Here's extra $5 for Cece and Delilah, you know, buy them a treat. So, you know, we have all these cards that we get for the holidays, and sometimes they have a little cash in them. So it goes into the vacation fund. And then every week, I get my allowance from Kevin. You know, we get to drop some money on my desk upstairs if he's having a good week or not. So that's how we do it. And again, you know, there's two of us here. I don't know how much money people spend on groceries in their house, but we're on a strict budget. And I control it, and I write the shopping list. And we only work with a $50 a week budget for groceries. And that includes $50. That includes everything. That includes all the actual food, household items, paper products, pharmacy medications. That's everything. Sometimes do I go over? Yeah, I do. I do go over sometimes a couple of dollars, depending on whether it's a deal I don't want to pass up and the sale with a coupon is only running for that particular week. I will have Kevin spend the extra money. So that's how we save. And you all know how, I talked about it in a previous video I did called Couponing for a Cruise, in terms of, how do all of you guys save money? And I told you how we did it. So, anyways, I shot that idiot down on YouTube, thinking we're all rich and have a money tree out, apparently, in our backyard. Now, after I had done that pushback on Matthew from YouTube, little did I know that Kevin was doing a little pushback of his own at the salon. Now, Kevin was having a conversation with one of his regulars, a lady that comes in every 4 to 6 weeks to get her highlights done. And, she and her husband are in their 50s. They both have 6-figure incomes, live in a $400,000 house. And, they're certainly not super rich, but again, they're certainly not poor. So Kevin was saying to her, after we're done here, I want to make sure I get you on my calendar in my books for your next appointment because, I'm going to go on a cruise. I've got a cruise planned for the end of November for my birthday. So, I'm trying to gather up all my customers to make sure that all you people who want your highlights and your colors and whatever, you get on the books before I go.
Oh my God, you go on a cruise every other month. Must be nice to have money. I know we couldn't afford it.
And this is a conversation they ended up having where Kevin did a little pushback. And then he says to her, we don't go on a cruise every month. I don't know where you're getting that. We usually go on a cruise usually once a year. I mean, this past year, we did do 2, but it was because we got a great deal. And, it's so well in advance that we're able to save money. And it's, we get a basic inside cabin. It's, certainly not luxurious. We didn't do a balcony or a suite or anything like that. So, we certainly could afford it. I mean, you certainly could go on a cruise. You certainly would be able to do it.
We could never afford to go on a cruise. We just don't have the money.
Can you believe that? So now, you all know that my Kevin is a numbers guy. Okay? Even though he says he's bad at math. But he's good at evaluating and dissecting the numbers. And so, he kind of took her to task and went down the list for her. So he's doing her hair, and he's like, so Mary, I see you got that Starbucks in your hand. What does that cost? What does that cost you? How many times do you get that a week or a day or whatever?
Oh, I don't know, about $6. It's a treat for myself. I get one in the morning, and then one on the way home. Every day.
So he's like, okay, Mary, let's break that down. $6 a day, twice a day, that's $12 a day. Even if we're conservative and you say all week, let's just say 5 days a week, okay? That's $60 a week. That's $3,100 a year. Oh my God, there's a cruise right there that you can take. Don't tell me you can't afford it. And that's just your Starbucks.
Well, my husband gets his 2 a day as well.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? He gets it That's another $3,100. That's $6,200 a year. Again, 2 people, Starbucks for a week. That sounds like a nice cruise to me. We could certainly go probably on several cruises. So, what else do you do, Mary, besides the Starbucks?
Well, we usually go out to a restaurant 2 to 3 times a week. You know, a nice restaurant and all.
Dinner out 2 to 3 times a week at a nice restaurant. Okay, again, Mary, let's be conservative. $100 a night. Oh my gosh, do you know how much that is? That's $15,600 a year just on your dinners out. You combine that dinner out with Starbucks, that's $19,000 a year. Oh my God, that is, you could be in the Haven, okay, for that amount on CL. I mean, in a super sweet villa, whatever. You can certainly afford to go on a cruise. So then he's going on saying, Frank and I, he's telling her we don't go out to dinner, we don't go to the movies, we're at home. And we save our money and we budget and we scrimp and we save, and we watch every penny. Why? Because we want to go on vacation. So that's what we do. And then he says to her, so Mary, I'm always looking at your car when you drive up. How much does that cost you? I know you're leasing. What's the cost of the lease on the car?
Well, my Audi is $700 a month, and John's Mercedes is $950.
So? Oh my God! Kevin goes, my lease is $250 a month. Mary, you're dishing out $1,650 a month for your 2 cars. And you say I'm the rich one? Please. Just 3 items. Mary, he's telling her Starbucks, dinner, car leases. And he's like, $38,000 a year. That's a lot of money. Girl, don't tell me you can't go on a cruise. I don't want to hear it. I think you can find a few bucks in all of that to go on a cruise.
Well, maybe. Sounds like you got it all figured out.
And then he says, oh yeah, I got it figured out. And you're not poor, honey. You can afford a cruise.
Maybe one day.
So that kind of ended the conversation, and Kevin was like, oh my God. Oh, she just doesn't get it. So he kind of just finished her off. They made the appointment, and out she went. Now, we know that life is about choices, and everybody decides differently how to spend their money based on what their priorities are. But I'm sorry, if you're making combined nearly $250,000 in income and living in a $400,000 home, don't tell me you can't find a few dollars to go on a cruise. You all know out there, you cruisers, these cruises are not that expensive unless you want to cruise high on the hog. I don't know. Maybe it's if I can't go high on the hog, I'm not going at all. But, there's money to be found somewhere in someone's budget. Compared to us living on Social Security with Kevin only working 3 days a week, and you're the one that can't afford the cruise? Girl, please. Don't act like I'm the rich one and you're the poor relation. And that's how Kevin did a bit of his pushback. So on behalf of Kevin and myself from Cruising with Wheels, remember, when you're watching our videos on YouTube, make sure you're a regular subscriber and hit that red subscribe button. And also remember that Cruising with Wheels is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. And I want to thank all of you, and remember, travel safe and cruise often.
I nearly were growing my bangs out, but I couldn't stand it, so I trimmed them, but I know you'd fix them. So just make them not there anymore. I want something totally different, but I still want to look the same, and I don't want anything cut off. But maybe change the color, but keep me blonde. So I know you're the professional, so just do whatever you want. Just don't take any length off. Don't give me bangs. Don't change my color. Just make me look different. I want to change my color, maybe brown, but I like to be blonde. So don't make me too dark when you make me brown, okay? Because I want to be blonde. I heard you were the best, and I want to leave here looking like J-Lo. No, seriously. I need to look like J-Lo.
J-Lo.